Hey folks, how you doing? John here with the Mystic Railroad. Hey, this video goes out to Scott Johnson of the YouTube channel Scott Johnson. Hey man, I promised you this video a million years ago. And it takes me a little while to get her done, but I do get her done. So here's the video I promised you, Scott. This is all of my southern locomotives and rolling stock. Not all of it is on the train that I'll be running, and I had to throw the Pennsylvania in there because I needed the power. So we're going to start out with my DC locos in the southern. There's my Atlas H1644. There's my Bachmann GP50. We got a Kato SD9. I'm going to be selling those guys. So if you've been watching the channel, you've seen those guys a million times. They're great locomotives. I'll be selling them because I'm going to DCC. Now we got my Southern Transfer caboose. You guys are familiar with that. I've got this new caboose I bought for $3 on eBay. I'm going to get that weathered up and get that on the rails, and I'll have two cabooses. Right here we got my gondola collection. All of them are with custom coal loads and weathering. It's sort of a weathering project of mine, ongoing. Those cars are just cheap as heck. You can get them for $5 or $10 on eBay. I've got more to add to the mix. Eventually, I'll have a nice long coal train there. I've got various pieces here that either need couplers or maybe weights, before I can get them on the rails. Um, and let's see, here we got my DCC locos. These are the guys you'll see running in the future. I've got my Broadway Limited F7 set. Took me about 3 years to assemble this set, to find the pieces and then also have the money at that time, to make the purchase and whatnot. It took me about 3 years to get those three guys. Um, Paragon Sound. And here are my Model Power GP40s. They're about 40 years old. They were DC, converted to DCC by my buddy Brian over at Brian Finnerton Central Railway. Link in the description. This is my SW7 by Broadway Limited, Paragon Sound. I'm going to do a lot of switching with this guy. And I've got another SW7 to run with it in tandem, but this guy's kaput. I took it apart, tried to figure out what's wrong with it. I'm going to have to send it in. It's completely kaput, but it will run with this guy. And here we got my Intermountain work train in N scale in the Southern paint scheme. I couldn't believe it when I saw this. It's so rare that people put out really cool sets with the Southern, and I couldn't believe it. Intermountain has really gotten on my good side lately. They're putting out some good stuff. So we'll see that on the rails soon. And finally, we have my Crescent Limited Passenger Train. This is a model power set. Actually, two sets put together from the 80s. Came with those GP40s. I got all new trucks on them. I got one more car to add to it, and then we'll have our first passenger train running on the layout. And I'm just about out of time. So, Scott, enjoy the run.